Back in 1962, the world said to Britain, Britain, can you make us a inexpensive, easy to maintain, fun, small sports car for the everyman? And do you know what Britain did? Britain turned round and made the Triumph Spitfire. And what a fantastic car that was. But very shortly after that, MG came along and said, do you know what? We want to update our MGA. And then they got their notepads out, scribbled down a few drawings and made, well, one of these things here, the MGB. And overnight, throughout the UK, everyone's dad had one. They were everywhere. They were incredibly popular cars, selling in huge numbers. In the 18 years that MG made the MGB in various forms, they did turn this one out. And this is the 1975 MGB with the chrome bumpers and stuff. However, this one didn't actually come with chrome bumpers and stuff from the factory. This was originally a yellow rubber bumpered car, which should look a little bit like this. But this one has been lovingly resprayed and converted, and the paintwork is lovely. It's starting to show its age in a couple of places though, which I'll show you very, very shortly. But on the face of it, from your house, it looks great. This car though, the history behind it, it's been sat here in this garage for 7 years. The owner, John, had it as his first car when he was 17, 18 years old. Brave first car choice, but he got it because the insurance was so much cheaper. I think he wanted a Golf and his insurance quote was £3,500, whereas for an old classic car, for a first time driver, it was only 600 quid. So he just made the decision that he'd rather save that sort of £3,000 and jump into this classic car. So he bought it and lovingly used it for several years, and then he parked it up when he got a new car, and it just sat here, and it hasn't ran and it hasn't moved under its own steam since. And potentially fairly foolishly, I've come down today 3 hours away from the Tasty Classics workshop with some tools and some new service parts, and I'm going to attempt to resurrect this thing, bring it back to life, get it up and running once again. And I'm going to drive it the 150 miles and 3 hours back to the workshop. And hopefully nothing's going to go wrong. Why would it? These are such reliable cars. Old British sports cars, they're the best, aren't they? We've learnt that. You fire them up, you bring them to life, and they will get you home. Or at least that's what we're hoping. Let's have a look around this thing. So yesterday, before we got here, John gave this car a wash for me, which is very kind of him. But before we did that, this is what the car looked like. So you can see it was under a thick layer of dust for just not being moved for so long. But now it's much, much shinier and saves me a job on the way home, or when I get back, I suppose. But you can still see a few cobwebs and things everywhere. And I have noticed just inside, there's a fair bit of like mildew on the dash. Can you see it there? But we'll have to give that a wipe before we start driving it, I think. But yeah, it's all right, isn't it? What do you reckon? Are we going to have a similar sort of experience as the Lotus? Maybe, maybe not. There's quite a few bits of the car where there is a little bit of sort of rust bubbling. You can see there, but it's not too bad at all. I've seen much worse than these. These areas always kind of go on MGBs, all seams and stuff. It's the same with minis and stuff. When there's seams like this, they always tend to go. But everywhere else on it, these bits go on MGBs as well, and these bits are really clean and really nice. This bit here though, whoa, and not so much. That's a big old hole. Thankfully though, you can get all the bits for these cars. Mostly everything for these cars is off the shelf. They're very, very popular. They sold so many of them that they're, you know, aftermarket parts thing is huge for them. So I've already ordered some replacement panels, tons of like paperwork and stuff, and like old bills for things, and like all this stuff that's been done to the car over the years. But also there's some pictures of the restoration stuff and what the car looked like before it had the work that it had done to it, which is pretty cool, isn't it? So you can see it was a little bit tired, but I think it is a bit better now. And you can see that's when they sort of painted it green and put it all back together. And that is the only real colour for these cars. I mean, I love the yellow as well, to be honest, but a British Racing Green MGB, I mean, yeah, it's how they should be, isn't it? As God intended, I think. So this being the MGB GT, comes with a 1.8 litre 4-cylinder engine. And I don't know what that looks like. I'm hoping it's going to be on a set of couple of SU carbs or something, but we'll have a look under there in a moment. Oh, there's a distinctive sort of damp, musty smell in here. Look at that there. Blimey. But yeah, you can tell the interior's sort of a bit... That glove box shuts. You can tell the interior's had like a fair bit of work. That's all quite nice, isn't it? Does look really well in here. Everything looks, well, hopefully in good condition. Nothing's hanging off, nothing's wrecked. It's pretty decent. That's a bonnet latch there. I think the bonnet was up anyway, wasn't it? Okay, that's fine. Let's just drop these windows to start with. Does that work? Oh, God, it's just gorgeous, isn't it? Do you recognise these door handles? Of everything we do. This is, yeah, not the best. All over the steering wheel as well. Ugh. We'll have to give that a wipe before we set off in this. Oh my God, what is this? Oh my God, all my Christmases have come at once. That is a 10mm socket. Shall I tell John it's here, or shall I just keep it? That's going straight in the pocket, I think, isn't it? Very nice. Oh, and an eraser. So we've got a couple of sets of keys, I think. Any for this boot? I'm going to try and get in here. It's like 100 keys. This may take me some time. Is it that one? Nope. Nope, they're the same. Not that one. This one. Is it this one? Maybe we're not going to immediately get in the boot then. I'm just trying to get... I think the battery's under the seats on these, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, go on.
If you flick that latch there.
Oh, what, from the inside?
Yeah, that's where.
Oh, yeah. Oh, nice. Cheers, mate. So that was John. He was just showing me that if I pulled on this from inside the car, he could open the bonnet. Look at this, you can see bits of yellow everywhere. That's cool, isn't it? What's under here? Nice. So we've got a spare wheel. Oh, we've got some of the speaker grills, a few of the little bits. Maybe even a jack and a brace and stuff. That's a battery clamp there. Tidy. Let's try and pull this up. You can see it's all been trimmed and stuff as well, which is pretty nice, isn't it? How do they just spin round? What? Just... How does that work? Why doesn't it fit? Right, what are we dealing with under here? Are we going to have a souped up motor? Is it going to turn over? Is it going to run? Got a couple of bits on it. Nice set of twin SUs as well. 4-cylinder, 1.8 litre, putting out a terrifying 95 horsepower. You know, it's a serious bit of kit, this thing. I'm hoping we're going to get some of those horses back, which will enable it to get back to Chester under its own power. I was going to say its own steam then, but I better not say things like that. Cobwebs and stuff everywhere. And a few items. Yeah, doesn't look... I mean, it's covered in a bit of a smattering of oil, but it looks nice and complete, which is what I wanted to see. There's a fuel filter there, which doesn't look too old. Wonder what kind of fuel pump it's got. You can see a distributor there, spark plugs, they all look fairly clean. It's quite dark in here, but it's nice to sort of work out of the boiling hot sun, so I am just going to continue. I've got a torch with me. That's supposed to be like that, I think, and there's a nice hole for it to rest in there. What have we got in here? I mean, that definitely wants a flush, doesn't it? Well, I'll just pop that. We'll put some fresh water in that, I think. Oh my God. Yeah, okay, no horror stories out of that. I've literally touched 2 things in this car, the state of that. Everything is covered in like a fine, fine layer of oil. And we've got a couple of SUs. What are these like? Oh, nice. Did you hear that? Feels very good action, pushing that down. So it's got oil in it. Tidy. These little dampening things. So it just makes for a nice smoother running and acceleration and stuff. Yeah, look at that, perfect. So that's what you want. Nice belt still attached and stuff there. Everything's quite easy access, isn't it? All that stuff there, coil and things, quite a few cobwebs. And that's my oil here. They're throwing a big birthday party here soon. And they're setting up all this area, which is one of the reasons why this is getting sold, because it's just been stuck in here for so long, and they want to set up big long tables going across, and they've made it all nice and things, which is lovely. But I've just been looking for a cloth to wipe the oil stick on, and there's a bright white tablecloth there. Oh my God, that was solid in there. Has this oil ever been checked? But I'll just use this cloth I found here instead. Ah. The genes of truth. Like it says, with minimum and maximum. I put my gloves on as well because, yeah, touching everything covers you. There's not one thing in this engine bay that isn't covered in some sort of oil. Jeez, that is stiff. Oh, it's not going to fall out. Oh. Smells and looks and feels like gravy, so that's good. It's got oil though, and it's up to the normal mark. Everything's going to be okay. I have got oil and stuff with me. I don't particularly want to do an oil change and things on it here though, because they want to try and keep this as nice as possible. And I think me dropping any oil and stuff on the floor would, well, it's not going to go down well. And they've done me a massive favour by letting me fiddle with this car here, because they kind of just wanted me to come and take it away. But I said, it won't be long. And, you know, these are easy. They just come back to life so fast, don't they? What about these things over here? Brakes and clutch in very awkward positions. All the brake pipes look quite good, though. Full of brake fluid, that bodes well. Clutch. God. There's a tiny little bit of brake fluid in the clutch, but uh-oh. That's not ideal, is it? These are bleeding. The clutches on these is a right faff as well. What should we do now then? Should we have a look at the pedals? Okay, so keys in the ignition, and I mean there's nothing at all there. It's just completely dead, isn't it? Which is totally understandable. Oh God, fall over. So that, not only does it feel like it's connected to something, I can hear something moving in the engine bay, which is pretty sweet. I mean, that's definitely a brake pedal. Probably all going to be seized on, and just doesn't feel like a clutch at all. There's nothing there. It's going to want a clutch master cylinder, I think, or something. Clutch fluid has leaked out. Is there anything on the floor? Oh, chassis doesn't look too bad. Oh God, it looks in very good nick under here. A bit of wax oiling and stuff, but yeah, there's nothing on the floor. Now, the battery for these things. Yeah. Oh, a bit of mould and stuff down there. Yeah, it's a definite smell of damp in this car. Right, so pull that out. Remove this bench entirely. Just pop that up there, like so, and hopefully, give us access to this battery cover and this bit of carpet and lots of other things in my lungs. Right, so that is now handily in the way. Aled, is there any chance you grab us a bungee cord from the box? This is an exhaust hanger or bungee cord. I'm just going to use to hold this up because the catches that these usually get held up by aren't working. While I'm in here though, I am going to open these back windows. Okay, maybe I'm not. But there is a battery in here. Come on. Come on. Nothing wants to come up. Why did you put it under here, MG? I need two hands. Just come to the boot, Aled.
Like a yellow, green, or red one?
I'll take the red one, thanks. Whoa, huge moth. Right, can you attach that to something just to hold this backrest up? There we go. Hey! Battery tray is in such a weird position. If that rusted away while you're driving along, your battery just fall out onto the road. What did you do then?
Just more bungeeing.
Aled's with me today. Just help me out. He's driving the van with all the tools in back and hopefully following me in this. Right, let's get another battery, put it in and see if anything comes to life. Whoa. This is a Napa high power battery. Because the engine's so powerful, I thought we'd better get a powerful battery as well. You can see how yellow this car used to be. It's a lovely colour, the yellow, but I don't know, I think maybe the colour that it is now is more lovely. That earth cable doesn't look particularly great either, but we'll see if it makes a connection. Okay. This is so easy. Oh, imagine if they just put the battery under the bonnet, it wouldn't handle anywhere near as well. Okay, right, so positive on, just torque that down. And we're going to attach this now. Are we ready? Nothing has happened. Oh, there's nothing in that. Okay, so we've got a brand new battery. And are we going to get any lights on the dash? Come on, baby. Oh! Ooh, that is the I want to come home with you lights. Dare I just twist the key? I want to see if this thing turns over. Are we out of gear? Oh, race sport. Yeah, okay. Should we see if some stuff works? No, let's just see if the start motor works. Come on. Oh, it does! Halfway to victory, potentially. Now, what I want to do before we do anything else is just test for a spark. I've got a new set of plugs with me here, which is very cool, but what I'm going to do first is we're just going to pull one of these ones out. I want to have a look at it, see what sort of condition it's in, see if it gives us any clues. Alan's just told me it's got a bit of fuel in it. Whoa. That's pretty cool, isn't it? Look at the mile. Oh, look at that spider there next to the miles. So we're on 11,434. Being as it's been restored and resprayed and stuff, I'd imagine that's like 111, isn't it? I'll just pull this thing out dead quick and we'll see if we've got a spark. One thing I do like about working on these old things is that, oh God, is that you can just sort of like kneel down next to them. Oh, Jesus. That's in there. Oh, okay. Here she comes. It's just been sat, that's all. Don't worry, it's fine. Worried about the water situation though, and the clutch fluid situation, because that clutch does not look like it's going to get us anywhere really. So, we don't look too bad. Potentially a little bit rich. Maybe. That one's actually cracked as well. Maybe that was just me then, but no, it's bent. That wasn't me. So I'm glad we got some new plugs. Although, probably get you home, that wouldn't it? Right, let's put one of these in that lead. I'm going to get Ella to turn it over and we'll see if she bursts to life. I'm just looking at that fuel filter as well over there to see if I see anything pumping in at the same time. Right, Al, can you just turn that over for me? Just a few times, see if I've got a spark. Yeah, I have. I've got a nice spark. That's half the battle. Very cool. Right, I'm going to get these plugs swapped out dead quick, just change all of them, and it'll give us half a chance, won't it? All changed, beautiful. Fuel filter pulls fuel via this metal pipe which disappears under the back of the car, which leads me to believe it has got an electric fuel pump, but when I turned the car on there was just, well, nothing. No electric fuel pump, and I don't think there's like a separate switch for it or anything anywhere. I don't think. So I'm going to try and locate that. I don't know why it's not working. Something wrong with it, maybe. The shock and horror of the thought of a fuel pump not working. Right, what's under here? Don't know what that is. Boot floor looks great. Big jack, that's all the wire in there. Fuel thing there. Couple of spares, nothing else. More wiring over here. More wiring. Auto shine technology. Keep that. Use it again. Waste not, want not. Oh, what's that in there? Is that a fuel pump? That looks like the sort of place a fuel pump would go, doesn't it, really? Let's get a crosshead and open it up. I'm only guessing this is a fuel pump. This might be a complete waste of time. Aha! Fuel pump. Do me a favour, lad.
Yes.
Can you go and switch the ignition on for me?
See if you can hear anything that way.
Yeah, and I'll just...
Ready?
Yep. Hello. In the word, 25.3 volts, is that normal? Why is it saying 25.3 volts? That's crazy. But yeah, dim good bod washy. Is just the ignition lights on?
Yes.
Yeah, she's pretty dead. Right, switch the ignition off for us, mate. What have you got? Oh, whoa, look at this!
You weren't more than sweat than we are, but yeah, I think it wasn't me, it was John.
That's incredible, mate. Ice cold as well. Yeah. Oh man. So I don't know how well you can see this, but can you see right up there? There is a thing behind those, that brake pipe, that brake hose, which is massive. Now that is the fuel pump. And you pull it out from there. You don't pull it out through the boot, which would have been fantastic, but you don't do that, so you have to do it from underneath the car. Oh. So plan B, to save me having to crawl under the car and get a lot of rust and mud in my eyes, is I connect up this boat tank. And what I'll do then, which is completely genius, I know, is I'll wire in a little fuel pump, which I've got with me, using the live from that and just sticking it to any earth, and then just have this, quite simply, going through the quarter light and out to the fuel filter. And that should give us enough fuel to make it wherever we need to go. So plan now is if I take that dried, dead fuel filter off there and put this end of the boat tank onto that, I'll try and nick this pipe for it, this cable thing, then we can feed fuel directly into these carbs. I don't need a filter because this is a brand new boat tank I've got myself after the other one ended up living in the boot of the Austin Ambassador, I think. Just to see if it's going to fire up, I've got this little thing here which I can siphon a bit of fuel through straight into the carb. I can feel it coming, there it goes. Oh, and you can hear it in here, hopefully filling up those wonderful, wonderful bowls. Try and do it a little bit slowly, maybe. Force feeding them 400 psi of petrol. Yeah, and it's starting to just have a little dribble there, so that's probably enough. Okay, let's have a bit of choke. Oh, where's the choke? Okay, full choke. Come on, little MG. Come on. Come on. Oh, she's gonna go. Easy, come on. Come on! Come on! She's alive! Oh, yes! Back from the dead. Keep feeding her a bit more fuel. Oh, beautiful. Listen to that thing go. It stopped. Great news, it does run. Right, I need to figure out a little electric fuel pump situation, which I should have with me, and I might just be able to clip on somewhere along this line. And then we need to see if it moves. This fuel pump here is a little 12-volt job, and it's sort of rated for carbs and such, so it should work on these twin SUs beautifully. I'm going to use what we've got here. So I've got a fuel filter and I've got a couple of bits of pipe, and I'm going to attach it to this, and I'm just hoping that this will pull fuel through that, but we'll be able to see it on the fuel filter anyway. So I'm just going to do a little bit of magic on all these pipes. That one looks a bit old, but I'm sure it'll be fine. And I've got some wiring stuff with me, and I'm going to take a power from over here somewhere, and then yeah, hopefully we'll have a nice little fuel setup, and I can just run this through this quarter light here. I've used the permanent 12 from the horn, and we're wired up, and we're earthed to this little screw here, and I'll cable tie this in this sort of fashion once we're moving. But if we look at the fuel filter now and we ask Aled to put the ignition on, we can see fuel pouring-ish. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, pouring into the fuel filter. Nice. So I think now I'm going to put some water in it, because there isn't any, and then we're going to see if the clutch does anything. I don't... Oh, yeah, there we go. Fine. Right. I don't think the clutch is going to work. Just felt it being very solid then. Doesn't feel like there's anything there at all. I think my seat just fell apart. Come on, right. Runs like a dream, man. It did just go into gear there though, which is, it shouldn't have done. That's weird. The weird thing is I can start it in gear, but I think the clutch is like seized down maybe. So the clutch is fully engaged. It's in gear now when I'm starting it. That's the opposite of what we wanted. That means I was planning to drive it in gear and just start it in gear. But I'm not going to be able to free that off. Like that should be in reverse now. My foot's off the clutch. Right, let me have a little think. Clutch cylinder is on the bottom of the gearbox. So I'm going to jack the car up, pop my head underneath, and I'm going to see if I can see it and see if I can maybe bar it off or something. I don't know, because clutches do seize in the engaged position, but very rarely in the... is that the right way around? Not engaged position, but very rarely in the engaged position, which this feels like it has, or the clutch is just non-existent, which might also be a thing. Didn't bring any axle stands, did we?
Spare wheels.
Oh yeah, go on, yeah. It's on the other side there, I can see it. Right, let's go to the other side. Can see on the floor there a lot of stuff has come out of that bit of the exhaust, which is disintegrating. But this is our problem here. There you go. Can you see it? Something is not right with that there. Now, it feels... yeah, there's just no movement in that whatsoever really, which is weird. Like it's seized in the on position, so maybe if I tap it back with a hammer, it'll unseize. There we go, that's moved. And I heard something go ding. Then what I could do with you doing is...
Get my foot on the clutch.
Well, yeah, putting your foot on the clutch, but I did just hear the jack go as well. Oh my God, why is the jack ticking like that? And it's not doing anything, no?
No, it's just...
Oh, hang on. Yeah, go on, push it. Yeah, I can feel you moving it.
It's better now. There's a bit more of a...
Come on, look, you can see it moving. Keep doing it, keep pumping it. Look at that, come on.
That's better. You can feel a bit of vitals with it now.
Right, hold it there.
Off, yeah?
Right, just keep pumping it. Right, let go.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll maybe pump it down.
So it's down.
I need a big bar. No, that's fine, off.
Yeah.
And yeah, give it a few pumps, let me just see it. I mean, that looks amazing. Right, let's try it again. Feels like it's super light. I don't know if it's going to be a clutch. No, it's not clutching, but I wonder if now, just watch yourself and see if it'll drive out. Right, okay. So the clutch is now engaged, which is kind of what we want, and we can potentially do stuff with that. Let's try and get this thing outside for the first time on maybe the start motor. So the clutch needs bleeding. I think everything's working, but it needs bleeding, which is possible. We can do that. But there she goes, outside. This is where she was sat. Oh yeah, look at that paintwork gleaming. A few rust bubbles on this side, but if we don't go anywhere near them, they should be fine. Oh yes. Right. This has got potential. Idea I've got is get this van out of here, pack all the tools away, and then we're going to see if I can drive this thing up onto the road without the clutch. Right, I've just tested the theory by reversing it out of the garage onto the field, and I'm just going to take it up. Can you see me there? Hello. Out the driveway, but it seems to be running enough, you know, well enough to reverse up here then. Here we go. So we're just in first gear now, no clutch, just in first, nice and easy. Everything's okay. Everything's fine. Come on, MG! We're gonna do it! We're gonna make it back to Chester. Even if I've got to do this all the way, we'll make it back. And then come out to a stop, switch the engine off. Just like that. Right, Aled, if you tell me when it's clear, I'm going to pull up in front of the van. Aled's just spotted something coming down. He says I should film. Oh, it's broken down. It's not electric. Oh no, it hasn't broken down. It's just very, very quiet. Okay, here we go. Onto the road. First time in 7 years. It's a bit loud. It's very, very loud. But we're not going far, are we? There you go. Oh, just pull it out of gear. No clutch. Beautiful. One thing I need to do as well is put some air in these tyres, because I've just felt that one then. It's very, very flat. Look at that. What a sight to behold. A proper British classic. And it's just that bulldog spirit, isn't it? You know, we are back on the road. Not in the rudest of health, but it wants to come back to Chester. It wants another life. It wants to be loved again by someone. And we'll make sure that happens. There was 13 PSI in that, so we're just going to get a bit more in. And it should be alright. I've not checked if anything else works. We needed to get out of their workshop, their garage, where they were having this party. I said I'd only be an hour or so, and we were there sort of 3 hours then. So I needed to get out of there, but it's fine. We're just going to get to this Halfords, which is 8 miles away, and then we'll have a look over everything properly. I want to see if some brake lights work, some lights work, good things like that, you know. Alan's going to follow me closely behind in this big van that we're using because the Land Rover's in for a new clutch. Clutch? Why is it clutches all the time? And yeah, we'll see if we can get this clutch working in the Halfords car park, as God intended. Do these things have seatbelts? Oh. Should I be wearing one? Oh, it's red. Is this a Citroen Saxo Furio? Right, okay. Fully road legal. Just move that. It's a Proclaimers tape. If you want this Proclaimers Sunshine on Leaf tape, email contact@tastyclassics and I'll send it out to you. Right then, mirrors. That one's fine, that one's wobbly. That one is just pointing directly into the sky. Okay, cool. Let's go. second gear, I'm going to keep it in second gear, I think. Second gear is, we don't need any more than second gear. Any more than second gear would just be playing with it. It's fine. So, water temperature, I think that's oil pressure I've got. Yeah, brakes are working. It is so loud. Can you hear this exhaust? Oh my God. Definitely have to put an exhaust on it, 100%. It is loud, loud, loud. Right, there's a right turning coming up here. What I can do as well is if a car comes towards, I need to stop, I can knock it into neutral and just pull over. That man let us go through because for a moment he didn't have a choice. Indicators are working. Everybody's looking at me because this is the loudest MG in the world. Right, down to first for this junction. Try not to attack it like they say in the motorbike world. Take it super slow and go for it. Hey, we go! The steering wheel's absolutely disgusting. And left. Temperature, water. I think the temperature gauge is moving. That's great news. Why did I take it out of gear? Is it going to start? We're going uphill. Fine, it's fine, it's fine. First gears, I only wanted first gear anyway. I didn't want any more than that. How's it feel? Something is catching on something else when I turn a corner, but that's fine. We're just going to go very slowly up this hill. I'm having a lovely day out. This isn't nerve-wracking and stressful at all. 18 minutes till Halfords, it's fine. There's a fuel gauge on my boat tank as well, which is handy. And I've got a can of fuel with me if I need to put some in there. Yeah. We'll get some wipes for the dashboard and stuff for Halfords as well, because it is gross in here. Oh my God, the radio works. I mean, it's just static. Where's that Proclaimers tape? Proclaimers isn't working for some reason. Maybe it is. This is the best car I've ever had. Very pleased with my purchase so far. It's so gross. Never-ending hill as well. Temperature gauge is just staying there at the normal part as well. So is the oil pressure, and it feels like a really good engine. It feels really strong. I don't want to push it just yet because it's, you know, it's only just been woken up after 7 years, but you know, could be worse. Look at that, third gear, what a dream. Now we are at the precipice of the hill. There's a T-junction here though, which we need to turn right at. So I'm going to put it into neutral and we'll come to a stop. Because I don't know what this junction is going to be like, because I'm not from around these parts. Oh, Jesus. It's just like driving a car with a clutch, but without a clutch. Clutches? Where we're going, we don't need clutches. But we do need a Halfords trade card. Fourth gear. How good is this car? How good is this so far? Come on. Right, we're just approaching Halfords now. Oh, there's a Greggs, the backbone of Britain. Indicators are working. Brakes seem to want to go that way all the time. Oh, second gear, there we go. Off here. Which one's Halfords? There's a B&Q there. We've got to cross a road. Oh no! Come on, let me through. I'm gonna have to be quick. Whee! Look at that. That's how you do that one. And what about Halfords? Oh no, that's oh yeah, okay. Halfords Auto Centre. Whoa. And this is the big Halfords here. Let's find a quiet corner if we can, so we can do some bits and bobs. This plug is doing a wonderful job at keeping this fuel pipe unpinched. But yeah, we are going to need to get the jack underneath it, lift it up, well, on the other side, isn't it? And then try and bleed this clutch. Don't know about you though, but this has been an incredible, fantastic, phenomenal success so far. And if I really had to, I could drive it back to Chester like that, no bother. It seems great. Temperature's fine, oil, pressure, everything is fine. Anyway, let's go to my second favourite place in the world, Halfords. Should probably sponsor me, shouldn't they? But they don't. Right, let's get some brake fluid. Got some of these for the dashboard and, ooh, sale stuff. Copper spray paint for £8. It's pretty good, isn't it? Don't need any of it right now though. What we do need is a bit of brake fluid and ideally a little bleeding kit. You'll do for me. Cannot for the life of me find a little brake bleeding kit, and the annoying thing is I do kind of need one because I don't want to spill brake fluid all over the car park floor. But we might end up doing that. But the all my stuff like that is in the Land Rover, and the Land Rover is getting its clutch done. So I'm having to buy things I don't really need, which is frustrating, isn't it? Anyway, I'll keep looking. There's got to be one in here somewhere. It takes someone who can see the wood from the trees. There we go. That's what we want, isn't it? In fact, well, let's just. Is that got a little bottle with it? Yeah,
little bottle in that one.
Little tub there. Look, that's all we need. Dead easy. Right. Okay. Let's go. If you're wondering what my first favourite place in the world is, and if you're not from this country, Greggs is it's the backbone of Britain. Keeps us all on the roads, keeps us moving, sustained. Right, look at this engine. Oh, it's like red and it's weeping. That's great, isn't it? Now, I'm going to put some of this in there and then we're going to move the car to somewhere a little bit more accessible where we can sort of work on it a bit better. Because here we can't necessarily work on it as easy because the van's got all the gear in, which is dead frustrating. So we're going to put this in and see if it just bleeds itself as we drive along now. We'll find somewhere, a bit more open space, a bit quieter. Right, how much am I going to spill? Place bets now. Oh my God, so far I haven't spilt any. Oh no, I spilt some. I genuinely don't want to be breathing in any more of this than I have to because I don't know what it is, but it's giving me diphtheria. So it's got to go. Okay. Oh, what is it? I've never seen that kind of mould before. Oh, rough. I'm going to do the steering wheel as well. But this is definitely going to make it a nicer place to be. It is so hot today. It's worth mentioning. Like, I know I always say that every time the sun's out, but it's cracking on. We are down in the Cotswolds, yeah? So we're in the south of England, and it's hot. It is hot, hot, hot. Lovely part of the world, but yeah, red hot. And I'm in jeans. Again, that's what I've been holding on to, yeah? Lush that, isn't it? Delicious. It just doesn't stop coming. Ew. Go through all of these wipes. Is it any cleaner or is it just the same but now wet? I'm not sure. It's got to be better than it was, hasn't it? One last one. There's definitely something clunking in the suspension on that side as well. I'm not sure what it is, but it is absolutely well and truly clunking. Just seeing if I had oil all over my face, but I don't. Oh, steering wheel feels a lot better, even though it's still gross. It does feel a lot better. Oh, goodbye Halfords, thank you for existing. Car park clutch bleeding is one of my favourite activities to do, to be honest with you. And I'm hoping that all this needs is bleeding, because I could see the slave cylinder being moved by the master cylinder, so it must be doing something. And if we can get some air out of it, I don't know, we'll be laughing. Beautiful access right here onto this. Looks like it's greasy enough, so it should undo. If I get one of these items, yeah, that's the one. It is a 7/16, and right, I need two hands. Okay. Oh yeah, just undid like a dream. Where's this? Oh, it's dripping already. Right then, Alan, do you want to jump in? Down.
So, down.
Up.
Yeah.
Down.
Yeah.
Up.
Yeah.
Down.
Yeah.
Up.
Yeah.
Down.
Yeah.
Up.
Yeah.
Oh, it just doesn't want to bleed. Okay, down.
Down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Up.
Yeah.
Down.
Yeah.
Up.
Yeah.
When you go down, you're going to have to do it quite slowly, because I have to catch it at exactly the right time.
All right, so.
So, down.
Right. Yeah.
Tell me when you're about to go down, basically, I think.
Okay, so we're up now.
Yeah, and then down.
Okay. Going down, 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 floor.
Up.
Yep.
Okay, how does that feel now? Does it feel any different?
Not really, it's quite free.
I might have to just do it with my thumb. I can't keep a seal on. Okay, down.
Okay, down, 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 floor.
Up.
Yeah.
Down.
Yeah.
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 Up.
Yeah.
What about that?
That's better. That's a lot better.
Yeah, I can feel it coming. Just, well, let's just do a couple more of them.
Yeah.
Down.
Yeah.
Up.
Yeah.
How does that feel?
Much better. Yeah, much better.
Right, let me have a little feel of that. So we think we've got a clutch pedal, which would be a dream, because it means everything's working. It did just need bleeding. But the only way we're going to know is by trying it.
Feels better.
Next stop, south of France. Oh God, come on. 5 minutes that took. They can be a right pain in the arse, and I'm going to give you a little tip, which makes a little bit of a puddle, makes a little bit of a mess, but this isn't our car park, so who cares? the bleeding kit is never perfect, and stuff goes past and it's hard to open and close the valve at the same time as the person pressing the clutch up and down is doing it. It's quite difficult. So just putting your thumb over the end of the bleed nipple, cracking it off and just letting the pressure out and putting it back on again, you can do that in a split second and then close it back off and do that. So you're just doing it with your thumb, which again does make a bit of a mess, but works brilliantly. Right, let's pack everything away, hit the road. Crazy place for a little memorial, isn't it? Cool though, Nova parking only. Also, it's an electric classic car. It's electric converted. That's what it is, honestly. I just love a good wind-up of these electric car drivers. I'm going to take a photo of that and put it on their Facebook page. It's a much more complete and nice of an enjoyable experience with a clutch. And I'm very, very pleased that that worked, because that would have been, I could have driven it home like that, but I'm telling you now, it would have been a pain in the arse. And now I could just enjoy this classic British sports car all the way with this very, very loud exhaust. Especially as well because we've just looked on the map and it says we've got 2 hours 40 to get home, 2 hours 47, so it's going to be more than that by the time we stop to keep this thing fueled up. But the route has many portions of red traffic on the maps, and I think this would just, without a clutch, it would have been a nightmare. And again, if the start motor goes, we'd be screwed. Anyway, traffic now. Well, I'm definitely in the coolest car here. I mean, not coolest, I'm about 40 degrees, but you know, got my water and stuff, keeping hydrated, doing what I can. Should have bought a convertible one. Oh well, next time. So I've literally made it about 500 yards and I'm just sat in traffic. Temperature gauge is going up a bit, it's just moved over normal. It's a red hot day and the last thing I need is to be sat in this traffic now. I'm just hoping that this little weedy little fan at the front is enough to keep this thing cool. Come on. Last thing we need now. Proper traffic. We're going to try and get some miles under our belt now. We've got a long drive back. Let's see how we get on. We've just pulled over. Everything is kind of okay. We're doing all right, you know. We're sort of getting there with this little MG. It's pretty good so far. It needs work. I can see the brakes are sort of cleaning up a bit. Yeah, they're okay, but I think they do need a little bit of work. We have to give them a bit of an inspection, I think, when we get back anyway. But I've lost fuel gauge and rev counter. I don't know why. I'm hoping it's just a fuse that they're on, but they both died. And as I was driving along then, I said to Ide, we're going to have to pull over, because I remembered, what the hell would I do if that fuel pump just came to life? I've just unclipped it now, unpulled the thing, because if that just decided to randomly come back to life, we'd be absolutely screwed. It'd just pour petrol all over the engine bay. Ugh. Very, very sketchy. Nice. Do you know what the GT stands for in MGB GT? Great times. It's so hot in there as well. You wouldn't believe how hot it is in there. I think that's letting fuel through, but probably not at a fantastic rate, I don't think. These really are fantastic little cars. Look, this is my office here now for the next 2 hours and 35 minutes. And I'm telling you, it is so hot. But she's coping, but none of these are working anymore. But I've still got this one, which is the most important one, and the miles per hour gauge. The handbrake does massively dig into your leg on MGBs as well. I did forget about that. And also, the steering wheel is practically in the passenger seat. So like it should be here, but it's not. My legs are pointing that way and the steering wheel is pointing that way. But we're flying! Oh God, no we're not. We've died. Oh God. Oh God, why aren't we moving? Right, engine stopped. For God's sake, what's happened now? Right. Oh God. I think this fuel pipe was getting pinched. Just want to see if that pumps any petrol in. Come on. It's not doing anything. It's not doing anything. Oh God, what about ignition? Just no fuel pumping in at all. Oh, here it comes. Right, there we go, it's pumping. Now I've got these two things I just found in the car. So I'm going to try and like wedge them here. And maybe that's going to keep this bonnet open a bit. Yeah. Right, maybe that's going to work. I'm putting my seatbelt on, so I must be confident that I've fixed that. Yes, come on the boys. Onwards and upwards. Okay. Oh, no way. The fuel gauge and the tachometer, the rev counter have just come back to life. No way. It's turn up for the books, isn't it? Okay, we're moving again. Got some air flowing round. Oh my God, it's hot. I'm wearing jeans. I'm never wearing jeans again. Why did I do this? I thought there might be lots of those flies again that like to eat my legs. Like when we did that Audi 100. Okay. Oh, something doesn't sound good on the brakes. It's gonna be fine. It's gonna be fine. I can feel they're not sticking or anything. I'm not worried about that because I'm rolling very, very slowly, so I know they're not sticking. A lot of problems with the car you can just feel. You just tell. Let's get some more miles under the belt then. Sorry about the noise in here, but I've got both quarter lights on full chat, just trying my hardest to get some sort of airflow through this cabin because it is warm. How did people used to do it back in the day before cars with air conditioning and stuff? It's crazy. I was just thinking then how lovely John and his family were, and his mum and his sister's boyfriend who came over to help us as well. Just like really, really nice. I was getting us a couple of pints of ice cold beer. I mean, wow, come on. That is hospitality, proper British hospitality. I'm so pleased that I made the call to sort of bid on this car on eBay, and then message John and be like, listen mate, is there any chance I could film there trying to get it running and drive it home? Because he said on the listing it definitely needs a trailer, it won't run, hasn't run for 7 years. And I was like, yeah, I bet I can get it going. And here we are. I've got just over 2 hours to go. It's driving really, really well. The brakes are a little bit sketchy, there's something going on there, it pulls to the left like mad. But the engine seems to be beautiful. Steering, gears, clutch, everything else really, really nice. And I'm thinking about ordering some parts and stuff, and like what I'm going to do to it. Like I wouldn't mind might even take it to the exhaust place that did the Plymouth, get them to put a really nice stainless exhaust on it, and then maybe do all that welding. I've already bought the panels for that, so I'm going to do the welding, give that a little bit of a paint, and just try and make the car look a little bit nicer. Sort those fog lights out on the front, maybe a few other little jobs. I've got to put a new fuel pump on it, and I'm thinking Steph, who does ADO restoration, and she also does iDriver Classic, the big YouTube channel, where my Morris Traveller is being restored. I might give her a call and see if she wants to supply me with all the parts that I need for this MGB. I think that'd be quite nice. I could get them from Rimmers, I could get them from Moss, I could get them from numerous amounts of businesses, but I think I'd much rather put the money in the pocket of Steph and all of the guys over at ADO Restoration, you know, with their parts people. I think that would be, yeah, pretty good. And if you want to help out with the channel in any way, you know, just like helping me afford all these parts and cars and road trips and stuff, you can go onto the website and pick up some t-shirts and things, caps for the summer, some stickers, nice British Leyland design stickers going really, really well. Look, everybody's loving that. But yes, if you fancy any of that, you can do, and it just help me pay for that little bit of, you know, extra stuff that I could put into this car before I send it off down the road with one of you guys on a raffle, you know. Get yourself, you know, it's just like, you know, someone might not have the money to get themselves a proper nice clean running and driving British classic car, but there's every chance, you know, with the stuff I do, someone might be able to afford £1 and they could win one. That's pretty good. I like it. It's working well at the moment, and I think you guys are really enjoying it as well, and it gives me a really quick way to sort of move these cars, and also it makes it more enjoyable for me, because if I had to worry about disposing a car at the end of every bloody resurrection, it'd be a nightmare, wouldn't it? So yeah, I mean, I think this one's going to be a great contender. The interior's lovely on it. Really, really nice little car, this. So good. But yeah, thank you very much to John for selling it to me. I'll look after it, I promise. We'll give it a new lease of life. It's his first car, you know. Right, yeah, just over 2 hours left. We've still got it all to do. So far so good, but who knows, you know. This is a car that hasn't moved for 7 years. You just don't know what could happen. So we'll keep it in our pants for the moment, and we'll get some more miles under the belt. Just stopped at Tesco to get a bit of fuel. It's weird because I've got to put the fuel hose through here and into the car. It's odd, isn't it? Trooper. 1 hour, 23 minutes it says. Not bad, eh? I can't really fault the car, I've got to be honest. It needs some stuff. The exhaust, I'm surprised it's still attached to the car. It's completely destroyed, as you can probably hear. I'm in Bridge North, getting close to Telford though, which is close to home. There's definitely something out of whack with the front suspension. I think it needs bushes or something. It's very knocky and bangy. Brakes are, they're doing something. The brakes are there. That's great. Not a lot else I can say or would like to say. But yeah, we're cracking on. The red counter keeps coming and going, but the speedo and the oil and the temperature have been solid, which is perfect. Got a full tank of gas, full boat tank of gas. Let's hit the road, man. There's nothing else for it. I really hope we make it back, because this is the first MGB on the channel, and it's B in brilliance. Let's go. Sorry about the noise from the wind, but we've got just over half an hour to go, and she is like a dream, man. What a cool little car. MGB's plucky little mix. Awesome thing, awesome thing. Well done. Made it so far. It's been a long day. Very long day. Looking forward to getting back. It's very noisy in here. Not the most comfortable thing in the world, but it's alright. Done worse. Noisy, throaty. Look at all these cars, there are cars everywhere. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. I need to move some of these things on. Bloody hell. This thing is a sprightly little British sports car that drove all the way, just 4 hours almost. Awesome, awesome bit of kit. Not the comfiest in the world, that sort of distance, and quite noisy as well, but really smart. As soon as I got in on Monday morning, I got the back of the car emptied and all of my stuff out of it. I then proceeded to get the car on the ramp and put all of those service bits on and change the oil and filter that I didn't do when we were down in the shed, because I didn't want to cover their place in horrible stuff, and it was very, very hot. I didn't really fancy changing the oil in Halfords car park. I also took the old SU fuel pump out and put my fuel pump in its correct place in the back of the car, and we're going to find out shortly if that actually works. While I'm doing all this, if you can see these names popping up all over the screen, these are people that have joined the Patreon, the Tasty Classics Patreon, over the last, well, week or so, while the drum and bass ramp interlude. Lotus video has been out on YouTube and you've all been enjoying that. So these are the Patreons that have joined up since then, and I can't thank them enough. Can't thank all the Patreons enough, you know. That sort of stuff means that I do have the freedom to nip out and get these cars and pay this money and do all this stuff, because everything is incredibly expensive, you know, with old classic cars. But thanks to these guys, we can keep our heads above water. And if you want to join the Patreon, you can see what you get for joining the Patreon is you get to see all the behind the scenes videos and like me going to pick the cars up, and the day I get to wherever it is that I'm starting to film in a car, I'll put a video out on the Patreon of me getting there and seeing what the car's like and all that sort of stuff, so you know about them well in advance of the big video actually getting out on YouTube. So it's great, and we have little sometimes I put thumbnails on there and go, what do you think of this, guys? You know, and we have a little chat and stuff on there. It's very, very good. It's a lovely little community. If you want to join up, you can. But if you don't want to spend any money, you don't have to. All I ask is that if you enjoy this sort of stuff, hit that subscribe button, man. That'd be so cool. If you could hit that subscribe button, that would be amazing, and then hopefully more people will watch the videos and more money will come in to do more of these cars and do more slightly nicer things, which I'm trying to do at the moment. And generally taking them over the line that little bit more so people can enjoy them instead of just getting them running and sacking them off again, you know. If you do want to support the channel though, but don't want to become a Patreon, you could buy some merch from the Tasty Classics website. That would be dead smart. I'd love that. We've got loads of t-shirts, hats, stickers, sticker books, new sticker books coming out soon. I can't wait to show everybody that. I've been working on it in the background. It's my legacy. I love a good sticker book. It's like football stickers, but for, you know, cool people. I don't know. For cars, yeah. So yeah, if you want to do that, you can head to the website, buy some stuff, that'd be great. But again, you don't have to. You can watch all of this for free. All you have to do is sit through some adverts. And there is a few people commenting, oh my God, there's so many adverts on YouTube, so many adverts on YouTube. If you want a tip from me, get YouTube Premium. I don't make any more money if you do that. They don't pay me to do it, but I've had YouTube Premium for a couple of years now and I do not see a single advert on there. So if you're worried about getting an advert every 10 minutes, get YouTube Premium. It's the best like tenner a month you'll spend, honestly. I very, very rarely watch TV now. I just watch YouTube and it's great. And I don't have any adverts, so it's well worth paying for, honestly. If you're annoyed by how many adverts you see, because I do see some comments from people, and you've got to understand as well, I don't control any of that. I don't put the adverts in the videos. They're just, I say, yes, you know, there will be advertising there, but like YouTube decides when to plonk them in, and it's usually at a really important moment in the video, isn't it? Anyway, right, let me get cracking with this, get a few little jobs done, and then we'll see if she fires up on her own fuel. Look at this old thing here. So this is the old SU fuel pump. Now these have all sorts of stuff in them. I think like you can rebuild these and stuff. So I might put it on the shelf and have a mess about with it in the future, but I probably won't. Well worth changing though, because look at the nick of these pipes here. They were just well on their way out. Very, very sad looking thing really. So yeah, good job. Get rid of that. And I've fitted this one under here. So you've got all nice new pipes, all new rubber pipes, a bit of wiring and stuff there as well. And that's all bolted in just on one side, which would be absolutely fine. It's pretty solid. It's not going anywhere. So hopefully when we twist the key, this thing's going to fire up off this fuel pump. The rest of the bodywork on the car, I mean, there's little scabby bits of rust in places, but it's all very solid. We might give that a little rub down and a bit of a paint when we do this here, which is very sad, but I have got the panels for it. Is that supposed to be in there? Not sure. This is one of the panels here, and as you can see, that's going to sort of go over there nicely, but the rest of it isn't too bad. There is some bubbles and stuff coming through in places, so you know, just don't go anywhere near them and you'll be fine. But there is another hole here. You see the carpet through there, so that, I think there was a bung here at some point and it's just sort of rotted away around it. Chassis wise and inner sills, which you know do go on these allergic to rust, do go on these MGB GTs, but they're all absolutely sound and everything is very, very solid, very nice. As you can see, battery tray and stuff's lovely. it's all in pretty good nick. This side as well, again, it's super solid. Looks like it has obviously had work done in the past, but it is super solid. So yeah, very, very nice. Very good basis for someone to have a nice little British classic here. The handbrake is totally locked solid. It's just, it doesn't move. None of it moves. So that's going to have to be something that will be sorted as well. And brake pipes, I mean, they're okay, but especially this one at the back here, going to both sides, could definitely do with replacing. At the front, again, everything is nice and solid. Look at the chassis legs and stuff, they're beautiful. All the inner arches and stuff, it is pretty clean. I've ordered a new set of these from Steph, so we're going to get these replaced. I've ordered the paint, so I'll do the welding on this today, which is exciting, isn't it? We'll get all this welded up and that patch on the front, and then we'll just give it a bit of black and stuff for now. And in the next episode of this, we'll get that painted up, hopefully have it back from A51 where it'll have a bit of a fresh MOT. I've ordered a completely new exhaust system because this one is just rotten. See all the holes in there and stuff, is well overdue replacement. So we're going to get a new one of those fitted, and hopefully it'll sound a little bit less like a Sherman tank. But in general, very, very pleased with my purchase. I like it a lot. The other thing that I really want to sort of find out what's going on with was, do you remember that sort of knock on the way over, that sort of real dunk, and the brakes were pulling and things were not right on this side of the car. I don't know what it was. I've just had a quick look now, and it's taken me about 30 seconds to find out the problem. And if you see here, see how close that spring is to this sort of cross member, this subframe, would you call this? Yeah, just here. That shouldn't be like that, and I think that has been catching. Because if you look at this side here, it's miles away, isn't it, in comparison? And if you pop your head under here, you can see that spring has snapped. You see it there? So we need a couple of new springs, and that will hopefully solve that issue. Joe's just quickly told me we've had a delivery. These are the new air fresheners. Well, not new air fresheners, we've had these for a long time, but they are back in stock for those people that wanted them. This big box of tricks here is an Extron's head unit and a little bit of merch by the looks of it, which I will possibly be giving away in another little tea time video that's coming up soon, which my 911 is giving me a little bit of jip, right? The battery's dead and it's parked at home, and I tried to move it the other day and I couldn't because the battery was dead. So I need to fit a new battery for it. And I just want to modernise it a little bit, because this BMW, the idea behind this car was when it was finished, I was going to use this as a daily driver to take some miles off the 911. And we fitted one of those awesome Extron's head units to that car, and I loved it, and I really, really enjoyed it. I did decide that me and that car don't really get along, so I'm passing it off to one of you guys. You can enter the raffle for it now. It's only going to cost you £1. And instead, I'm sort of daily driving the Focus for a little while. But I would like that 911 to have one of those Extron's units, because I will miss it when that BMW goes. Such good things. So we're going to do a little tea time Tasty Classics episode soon, when I come down and try and get that car a little bit more refreshed and usable, because there might be a Nürburgring coming up, well, a trip coming up, hopefully towards the end of the year, maybe September, October. We're going to head over there and yeah, spank it around the track, try and get some nice new lap times on this side of the board. And in the next episode of this thing, we'll get a nice 0 to 60 done and stuff on it as well, once it's properly back on the road. Just got to connect this little thing up here, plug it into that. Lovely job. Right, will it run? First thing is can we hear the fuel pump? Oh, yeah, we can, but I have just remembered I haven't connected this pipe. Oh, could have just poured petrol all over the workshop. Right, get that. Wait, 2 hands might be better. Tighten that badger up. The fuel filter is nice as well, so I've not changed that. Look like it isn't that old. And what I don't want to do is just put a brand new fuel filter on it when all that fuel pipe and stuff might be full of crap and the fuel in the tank might be rubbish. So we'll see if we coke this one up, we can put the new one on. certainly starts a lot nicer now after we did all that service work, new distributor, rotor arm, and the fresh oil as well, new oil filter. Sounding great as well, engine's really good. I just want to run those bowls down, run the bowls out, just to make sure the fuel's definitely getting through. Very nice. It's now definitely running off the fuel in the tank, which is great, which can only be sort of 7 years old really, so it won't be dead or anything yet. What I would like to explore with you is the option that this engine has been rebuilt, right? Firstly, there's this here, which is all sort of faded away and broken, but I'm sure that would have been a sort of rebuilder's badge or something there. I don't really recognise it. I used to have one of these MGB GTs with an OSELLI engine. I know this isn't an OSELLI engine because the OSELLI was embossed in there, but I'm going to look through the paperwork quickly and see if I can find any evidence of this having like an unleaded conversion or anything like that. Wow. Okay, come and join me here on the Tasty Classics couch, and I'm just going to have a little flick through because we saw all these photos and stuff, which are great. Clue number one. So that's the engine bay there, and you can see that the rocker cover is a completely different one. Now you can just change rocker covers and stuff, but the whole engine's been painted. It's not black anymore, it's all red. And why would you do that unless you were sort of I don't know, but it's very, very different to that one there, so I'm sure it's had some work done, but it'd be great if I could find an invoice, wouldn't it? What would be great is if I could avoid burning this car to the ground, but thankfully these carpets do come out quite easily. Oh look, there's the hole. Hello, hole. Could probably weld it from the inside. No. Oh, there's more paperwork in there. Oh, another for sale sign. Cool. Right, there's a little carpet above it. I'm just going to move that and then we'll get cracking on that. You can see it there with a completely different maker's sort of stamp on the top. Can you see that? Very, very different. Sir MGB original sort of service book, which is pretty cool. Oh my God, look at all this. Oh, wow. Hey, that's what you want to see, isn't it? First job is to get rid of all of the sad stuff around it and try your best to find some good metal. Oh my God, it's an OSELLI. OSELLI, OSELLI, are superb engine builders. They're renowned, they are amazing. And I had an MGB GT in British Racing Green with an OSELLI engine in it once, and it was top. Right, in 2005, new engine at 78,000 miles, and a OSELLI 1950 fast road stage 2. So that badge on the top might have been an OSELLI badge, might just not be an embossed rocker cover. Oh, nice. When we sort this exhaust out, it felt great on the road, this car. When we sort the exhaust out, it's going to have you'll be able to hear things better and all that sort of stuff. And once the spring's been done and a few other little jobs, we'll take it properly on the road and we'll give it a bit of a thrashing. Because you know we like doing that to old cars, don't we? But that is cool. It's got 40,000 miles on an OSELLI engine. That is awesome. That is a solid example of mission creep. You come in for this hole and you find another massive hole right next to it. Oh my God. Nice sticker there. I love my MG. So whoever wins this car in the raffle, which I'm going to raffle it off, and it's up for raffle now. If you go onto the description in the video, you'll see a link there to the raffles. There's a couple of cars in it. There's a Beamer, there's a Golf GTI, and then there's now this. So you can enter the raffle. And before you come and pick it up, I'll make sure it's properly nice and ready to go. For sale, MGB, OSELLI engine, 1950, complete respray, April 2012. Oh, it's lowered to correct height. Nice. So we'll have to get chrome bumper front springs. If that's even a thing, I don't know, but that's what it sounds like to me. Very nice. It's never ending. Okay, keep going. All the old MOTs, look at that, right? Cherished Car Underwriting Agency. Owner's Survival Manual. MGB Workshop Manual. This is going to be a proper nice car for someone, this. I'm not keeping it. I've got a Triumph Spitfire there that I love. And I know I made that joke about Triumph Spitfires, but, you know, being the better car. But I was joking, of course. The MG's probably a bit more of a properly together car. And they didn't really do the Spitfire in a hard top either. It was the GT6, so I'm just joking, okay? You know, it's fine. But that's really, really good. I can't keep them all. I wish I could polish that up and park it next to this thing. But, you know, what would I do? How would I get money? Fairly gargantuan levels of mission creep going on here, but it's just a hole. Don't worry about it. Just do it. Just get stuck in. I said it before when I was restoring this Spitfire. If you have a big job and you need to do it, just start and it'll be over so quickly. All you've got to do is start. Just go out there and start it. Do something and it'll happen. It'll just progress. But if you do nothing, nothing will happen. It has had so much work over the years. This is a properly cherished little car, this. I knew it was a good one when I saw the pictures when I bought it. I knew it was going to be good. It just needs a few little jobs, you know. It's been parked up for years. OSELLI! Yes! Oh, what's that? To supply engine units, stage 2, unleaded specifications, which had the unleaded conversion. Awesome. Remove and refit engine and all ancillaries, 2,287 quid back in March 2005. With all new studs, thermostat, and the carb had new carb needles in it as well, it says. Oh man, it's just, oh, loads of other stuff there. Flexible hoses, master cylinder, slave cylinder, clutch fluid, brake pipe unions, seat belts, another 700 quid. Awesome. OSELLI invoice for that engine. Dead pleased with that. Right, I'll put all this back in the box, ready for the new person. And again, if you want that to be you, just go into the description, enter the raffle, and then drive the car away. And then I can do the next one, and the next one, and the next one. And the next car on the channel coming, the next resurrection car, is an accident. It's a complete accident, and you'll find out why when the video comes out. I've got to go and pick it up soon, but I essentially didn't mean to buy it. Right then. That is inside the car. Hello. And I've cut all the rot out and we're just going to put a panel straight over that. It's going to be fine. It's just one long shape and I'm going to cut this out a little bit more here just where it's a bit rotten and extend it down, but it's thicker there because it sort of bolts onto the inner sill. So that one's going to be, I'm going to do this one first and then we'll do something over that one. That is just a square. Don't worry about it. I've had to chip away some of the underseal and stuff from inside, but it's just a square. Don't panic. This one here is not just a square. That one is like an oblong, but it's got this raised bit that goes into it. You see like that there? This much better condition one just sort of goes up like that. Now you can get repair panels of these. They're available, they're about 100 quid, but it's the whole section and I just quite simply do not need the whole section, so I'm going to just make something to go across that. But first, let's just get this one welded up, that one welded up, and then we'll worry about this bit here. I'm going to put a load of that sort of anti-rust stuff on it as well. This stuff here, which I put on every car that I sort of weld up, and it's ferro zinc, water-based rust converter. Dries quite quickly and nicely, easy to weld and stuff too, so that's really good. And I'll put any other, I'll dab it on some other little bits as well while I'm here, just around the car, that could be better. I genuinely didn't expect to be going this far into this today, but sometimes you just have to, don't you? And it's not the end of the world, it's just a little bit of welding. Some people would see this and run a mile and they'd start stripping half the car down. You don't need to do that. Relax. You know, doing these little jobs now on this car and doing all the brakes and just sort of making it properly nice is going to guarantee that this car just lives on forever. It's far too good to scrap. Sometimes they do get scrapped. Sometimes I do move cars on in a quite a violent way, but this one is so much better than that. It's got an OSELLI engine, man. It's absolutely rapid. And this is just going to mean that it lives a long and prosperous life. And do you know what I mean? Like, the next owner can sort of get stuck into any other bits, can't they, you know? But if it wasn't as nice as this, they might not bother, and it might just get sat in someone's shed. Or the usual thing that happens to these things is where they get stripped apart because someone means the, you know, best, and they're going to do a restoration on it and stuff, and they pull it to pieces and never do the work, and it never goes back together, and then someone buys it in a million years and it's, well, probably just a parts car by then, isn't it, you know? Now, I can't get all the way inside all here with this stuff, so what I'm going to do with this is, once these bits are welded up, I can get to the inside of these two bits, but all this here is sealed off. There is a tiny little hole there, but it's not going to be enough to jettison anything through there or put a spike down there with the wax oil and stuff. So I'm going to, when I build this, I'm probably going to put a hole in it, and that hole then I can just fill the whole sill and everything with wax oil. And at the back as well, when we do the back bit, we'll pump a load of wax oil into that as well. What's this weird white convertible top thing doing on top of the Spitfire? Strange, that, isn't it? I've run out of wire. I've only done a tiny little bit. I've run out of wire. Oh man. Had to go to 0.8 now. I was using 0.6. So first time I've used 0.8 on this welder, so I'm just going to have a mess about with it and the settings and see what we can get out of it. But on rusty old metal, I do like using 0.6. Like a bloody plasma cutter with 0.8 in it. Sometimes with race cars, what they do is they will seam weld. And what that means is where seams are usually glued or bolted or whatever, they will weld them up. And that is for structural integrity, to make the chassis of the car a bit more solid for cornering and stuff. And this wing, the inner wing bit, is bolted onto where I'm welding now, but I'm now welding it on because it's got that OSELLI stage 2 engine. It's now a race car, pretty much. Fast road MGB, you know. There we are. So that's where I'm up to so far. Just got to do a bit more down here, and then obviously the bottom bits there. You can see it's a bit rough around there where I had to change from 0.6 to 0.8. Turn it into a plasma cutter. But yeah, all very, very nice. I mean, these are such lovely welds. There's no point in me grinding these back and stuff. It's just a waste of everybody's time. Once this has had a big thick coating of paint and stone chip and stuff, it'll all be absolutely sound anyway, won't it? And nobody'll know, and we'll get rid of all of this crap as well, won't we? You know, look at the state of it. It's horrible, isn't it? All the yellow paint under there. That's what happens when you just blast over stuff, I suppose, isn't it? But yeah, so I'm going to tidy all this up, just make it as nice as I can, and then we'll put a load more stuff over it, and it'll last a lot longer. I'm going to do these two as well, down here, get all that boxed up, get all that boxed off, and I'll show you afterwards. The day is very much drawing in now, but this is starting to look great. And I've sort of built this little box sectiony bit here. As you can see, tiny little hole there. I need to just put a blob on. But yeah, that's a lot better than it was. So I've just got to do something here, which I'm not sure what yet, and then this big square. And then all I've got to do is this little welding job at the back. Oh God, why am I doing this? Why don't I just find one that didn't have any rust? That's because there's no such thing as an MGB GT that doesn't have any rust. Got a few marks on me, and the floor's a bit rough as well, isn't it? Had to like already sweep it up a couple of times, but look at the results. We've got a nice thing. I've just got to sort of get the angle grind on it, but it's on charge, and just tidy a couple of bits up. Generally taking flaking paint off of here, give that a bit of a sobsty plum, you know, a nice rust treatment like that bit there, and then we're home and dry. I'll just put a little bit of seam sealer and stuff over it, and some paint and some under seal, and then this corner is done. I'm looking forward to this a little bit more because I've got panels. I've got the panels that I need, and all I'm going to have to do is just make a couple of flat bits to go on the inside. I've even got this little panel here, you see. It's there in this little packet. It's cool, isn't it? Speaking of little packets, I've got a big packet arriving from ADO parts, ADO restoration parts, exhaust, front springs, got me the right ones, and some fog lamps to make this thing look proper smart. They're going to be a few days, so I'm not going to get any of that done in this video, but I'm hoping in this video we're going to get the welding finished and just get this thing outside, potentially drop it off at A51 to have all the brakes work and stuff done, and hopefully stick it through an MOT. That'd be really cool and make it super good, so one of you guys know that you can head off into the sunset in this thing, you know what I mean? And it's going to be a good, proper little classic car for you to run round in, as I do with this. Anyway, for you, a couple of seconds, and for me, 12 hours, something like that. Today's festivities have started with a big old tidy up, clean everything up, including putting some paint on this after the rust prevention stuff cured overnight. Now, look at those stacking dimes there, amazing. I'm going to put a load of seam sealer over this and then a load of very thick wax oil, so I'm not going to sit there and rub all these down, because just why would you? It's just a complete and utter waste of time. We're very much not going for concourse here. One thing that if you're new to the channel you need to understand is that I bring 30 to 50 cars a year back from the dead. That's just what I do. You can't do proper nut and bolt restorations on that many cars on your own. You know, it's very, very difficult. I do all sorts of things. It isn't just these types of cars, it's everything that I do. So all we're concentrating on is not concourse, but convincing. You know, it's got to be nice, solid, just something that someone else can take on and make better and improve on over time. But the majority of the difficult stuff is done. That's sort of the vibe that we're going for, you know. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to crack on with this and show you step by step. That's a load of, it's just like expanding foam. How to replace this section here and this little bit behind and this little bit here and all of that good stuff. Oh, there it goes. Great stuff. You've got to get all the old sad metal cut off and pulled out the way so you can see exactly what you've got and see where you've got good metal. So this is what I'm doing here, just cutting everything back and revealing more holes, which is always the way. But you can see there's an inner sill there and an inner sill, and then you've got the outer sill, which we've got the panel for. But these other two sills, both inners, they're easy enough to make shapes for because it's just sort of flat pieces, really. And I've got the little end cap as well, so I'm just cutting everything off for that, and we'll get that put on as well. So this is roughly what you're left with. So that piece there goes on something like so. And then this bit of the inner sill, I'm just going to put a big thick plate over that, sort of that shaped trapezoid, whatever. bang that on, weld it on the inside there where it's nice shiny metal, grind all this back a little bit more as well because there's a few bits I've missed there. But when I'm doing that, I also want to have a look at this bit here and see if I might need to put a little filler piece on that, but I'm not sure yet. And then this big panel, there should be metal all the way over there, so I'm going to put that on, and that will tack to this plate here. That goes on the outside of it all, and then hopefully you shouldn't sort of see anything. It should be all nice. But I'm going to cut this down. I've just cut this roughly now, and then we'll measure this all up nicely and yeah, make it good. So that's the first bit done there. It's very hot. Let's just bake a load of this stuff on. Oh yeah, cool it down as I go. But those welds, I mean, you're stacking dimes, man. Proper job. Very, very nice. This Fellows ink stuff's just going to hopefully eat into everything and stop it rust. Well, not stop it, because it's a British car. It will literally dissolve if you leave it outside. But it's going to stave it off for a little while anyway, and then we're going to paint it all before the next piece goes on. Not the prettiest, but that is a solid inner sill. All very, very nice. Now I need to plonk this outer sill on, which involves a little bit more sort of measuring and just essentially doing a slightly nicer thing. Okay, here we go then. She is in position, and see that gap there? Oh, it's gone. I just, oh, a bit more. There you go. And fill all that in with weld, sand it all down, and then a very, very tiny little skim of filler, and she'll be good to go. Bit of welding behind there and a little bit down in that corner there, but that is going to be super nice. Like it came from the factory. Look at that. Super good. That's all very, very nice there. Flush as you like. No warping of the panel. Absolutely superb. A tiny little skim of filler, very thin bit, and then a paint on that when the paint arrives and stuff. But we're going to do that in the next episode. I'm just going to give it some primer for now. You can see where I've sort of tacked it in from behind as well, so it's a super solid sill, which is awesome. So yeah, bit of primer and stuff just to protect it for the next sort of week or so, couple of weeks, while I get a couple of other things done. But I think it's now time to get this thing off the ramp, clean everything up, and let's see what we've got ourselves after, well, a few days work, you know, 150 miles. It's been a lot of fun, and I don't mind a bit of welding sometimes. Sometimes I just get the itch for it and I don't mind it, and today is you know, and yesterday is those days. But I've got a bit of interior to build up and stuff, so I'm going to crack on. I don't know if you spotted yesterday, but underneath the car was covered in soot and poo. So it's up on axle stands and out with the patio setting on the pressure washer to take all of that muck and flake and paint, under seal, just all the crap off as much as I possibly can off the bottom of the car. So the next steps in this little mini restoration process are going to be a lot easier. I'm then going to leave it to dry, and I'm going to apply all of my under seal outside on these axle stands so I don't end up covering my floor, my windows and my Bedford Rascal in wax oil. It's like, I know I keep saying, I've said it's hot so many times in this video, but you don't understand when you're like rolling around on the floor and jumping in and out of these things and doing all of that stuff, the heat is insane. Everybody's gone home here on site today. There's a lot of businesses on site here and everyone's gone home. Dickie can't be in that container. It's like a small oven. But I had to get this thing just over the line where we've got all the wax oiling done. It can all now be setting and drying and all that good stuff. And underneath is going to be a much nicer place to be when it comes to doing the brakes and those coil springs and any other little jobs it needs. But you saw how it drove then. Wow, what a smart little thing. A lot of people have been asking me to do an MGB on the channel for ages. And I'm surprised I haven't done one because they're inexpensive little sort of, you could say starter classics, is that a fair thing to say? And advanced classics, if you like, because they are pretty timeless. I think they are one of the nicest looking little classic cars around. Don't know if you'd agree, especially with the chrome bumpers and these nice wheels and stuff. When I've finished this car, at the end of the next episode, it's going to look amazing. I've got a few more little jobs to do and then we'll polish it all up, we'll do the interior, we'll make it properly nice, and I'm looking forward to getting stuck back into it again. The engineering behind it and the way everything works and how easy things are, it's quite a nice car to work on. I have enjoyed it. I have enjoyed every minute of this video. Let me know if you're glad that I got one though. Are you glad that it's this one here? Have you enjoyed seeing it come back to life? Let me know in the comments. I've really enjoyed this. I've got another Will It Run and Drive lined up on Wednesday. I'm just firing these things out. And it's great fun to get behind the wheel of a... It's like having to sort problems out on this is so much more enjoyable than sitting in front of a laptop trying to figure out gearbox issues for 7 hours. I'd rather just be getting my hands dirty doing proper stuff. It's a bit more enjoyable. Saying that though, I do like to mix it up. So the next car on the channel, God knows what it's going to be. And the car after that, God knows what it's going to be. But it's going to be fun. And if you want to see it, please hit that subscribe button. That'd be really, really cool of you if you could. And it'll help me do a lot more stuff because more people will come and watch it and things. And also don't forget, you know, if you want to enter that raffle, just go onto the website tastyclassics.co.uk or look in the video description. The raffle's already live for it and it'll, I don't know, it's going to take a couple of months just to get the other job sorted and get the other episode out, but it'll be ticking away over nicely there. And there's other cars in the raffles that you can enter there as well because they've all got to go somewhere, haven't they? You know? Right, thank you again for watching and I'll see you hopefully next week. Bye.